Hi, before I get into this video, you can already tell English is not my first or even second language, so there will be subtitles in the video to better help you guys understand me. I think Dragon Ball Kakarot is underrated, and through this video I hope to shed some light on the game and hopefully convince more people to give it a try. Dragon Ball Kakarot jumped on January 16, 2020, developed by CyberConnect 2 and published by Bandai Namco. But mixed reviews, scoring 73 on Metacritic, which is what pushed me to ignore it. But a couple of months ago I got the game and started playing. I was surprised with how fun and enjoyable it was, and it seemed like there was actually polish and care put into it. Which does sound unreal knowing the history of anime licensed games published by Bandai Namco, as most of their anime games feel and play like horrible indie games which are sold at a AAA price. But this played like a AA game, which is unheard of. Even games like Naruto Storm are not this big budget. This is a big deal for anime fans like myself, but to most reviewers this was just another AA game, which is why it got mixed reviews. Some of the disapproval was fair about the game, but I think they focused too much on the bad rather than the good. Which is why I'm making this video. My goal is to make people who haven't played it to give it a chance, because there is a fun game underneath all the negative points. I'll be listing off the good, the bad, and a bit of my personal opinion. I think most people overlook the combat as being button mashy, which it is, but also has a bit of depth. If you played any of CyberConnect games, you notice that they have their own style just like how Platinum Game does. The combat seems button mashy, but as you play longer, you can easily tell that there's more to the combat than they're letting on, which is what CyberConnect does with Dragon Ball Kakarot. I'll try to explain this to the best of my abilities, but I think the best way would be a hands-on, so just bear with me as I try to explain this part. There are 5 actions that you can carry out: block, attack, ki blast, dodge, and power up. Everything is connected with one another. If you carry out a combo with the action button, it sends the enemy flying away from you, and if you hold down the power up button, you can easily close up the distance between you and the enemy and start the combo all over again, or you can just use your ki blast to do a bigger damage to the enemy. You can also hold down the ki blast button to perform 1 out of 4 special attacks, which you unlock through the skill tree. There are 7 playable characters in the game. In addition to the playable characters, the player will also be able to select 2 supporting characters to aid in their battle, each with their own special moves. Not only that, there are 3 buffs as well to HP, attack, ki, and defense. There's also the relationship chart that gives you small stories between the characters and unlocks more special attacks, and gives each character a buff. The enemies are just smart as you. They'll use every attack in their arsenal to defeat you. The boss fights are also insane and over the top with their special attacks and combos. It really is a fun combat system that's just right for a Dragon Ball game. There's so much depth to it, which is once again unheard of in an anime licensed game. Dragon Ball Kakarot is an open arena game. It's divided into 19 locations, and each area is so large that you kind of forget that's not an open world game. And the loading isn't that long on PC, so it's not such an issue, but the world itself is beautiful and it feels like a lived-in world with different activities to do in between all the fighting. There is food gathering, which you give to Chi-Chi to make you meals that gives you buff. There's also collecting scraps to make cars and even a robot. There's a fishing minigame as well, and it also has an online competitive card game. Environment storytelling is another way the developers make the world feel alive. For example, you find dinosaur bones, crash cars, and even footprints that lead you to an interest. Or some of the characters just hanging around in the world. All these things make the places in the game feel like they existed before you came along and will exist after you leave. There's also side quests that you do. Most of them are really meaningful and not as bad as some of the reviews were making them out to be. The sound design in the cutscenes were really bad. It takes you out of the scene because sometimes there's no environment sound effect. For example, if a character is running or drops on the ground. And other time the voice acting is really bad in English, as if the actors weren't given the cutscene but rather just a piece of paper to read their lines from. Because all these voice actors are the same from the show, and these actors are really great there, but in some of these cutscenes they do sound really bad. I know it was going to be censored, but still it doesn't take away from how it makes some of these scenes downright look ridiculous. I would rather they get creative with some of the censorship, like turning the scene into a black silhouette and making the blood spray out of his hand. Well, that's it for the bad part of the game. There isn't a lot of bad that you can point out, but rather just minor inconvenience. I hope I made you consider trying the game out. It also has a free demo on Steam. If you want to give it a try before buying, I would recommend it. I really think it's a fun game, but do go in with the right expectation. Thank you for watching the video. Leaving a like and subscribing would help me a lot, as this is my first video. Also tell me in the comments down below what you guys thought of the video and how I can improve it.